With just 4 more weeks left to go in the regular season, it is all hands on deck for the Tennessee Titans, who have very little margin for error if they want to get back to the postseason. As it stands now, the Titans sit at 7-6, traveling down to sunny Southern California to take on the 6-7 Los Angeles Chargers. So with how good the AFC conference is this year, the Titans need to be close to perfect these final 4 games if they want to grab a playoff spot. Last episode, we suffered a heartbreaking loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars, 27-24. The Jags led through most of the game, but we had a really nice comeback in the fourth quarter. We took the lead late, and it looked like we were going to win the game. However, the combination of a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback came back to bite us, and ultimately, we had this game stolen away from us. And unfortunately, those mistakes could have costed us a playoff spot because we need every win we can get here at the end of the season in a stacked AFC conference. The Miami Dolphins are currently the 7th seed for the AFC playoffs, and to put things in perspective, they're 9-4. The AFC is so top-heavy, but it's also so deep. We're currently 2 games behind the 7th-seeded Dolphins. We're also 2 games behind the Colts, who lead our division. The Jaguars are ahead of us in the division as well. So pretty much, we have to be close to perfect the rest of the way if we want to grab a playoff spot. The way I see it is we have to beat the Chargers today. We have to beat the Jaguars in Week 18 because both of those teams are in the race. We have to beat Houston because, well, they are terrible. Maybe we can afford a loss to Dallas, but even so, I don't think 10-7 gets us in. I think we have to be perfect. If you look at the Chargers, they started their season off really slowly at 1-5, with their only win being by 3 points against the Texans, which is barely a win. However, since their bye week, they've been really, really good. We caught the Chargers at the wrong time because they're hot, but they're also coming off a loss, which means they're going to be a little bit more hungry for it today. The Chargers are led by third-year quarterback Justin Herbert, who is really, really good. And if you look at this Chargers team, their front office has done a fantastic job of building up one of the best rosters in the NFL. You look at a team who has a franchise quarterback, who's hit on their early draft picks, who's hit on late draft picks, has acquired veterans smartly, but are still under 500 for the sole reason that it is the Los Angeles Chargers, and they are the epitome of annual disappointment. However, they are, as I said, playing well, and I am a little bit worried that we caught them at the wrong time. So hopefully we can get by them today on the road at beautiful SoFi Stadium here in Los Angeles, California. Should be a tough one here for our Tennessee Titans, who know what is at stake today. If the Titans lose this game, their postseason chances are essentially flushed down the toilet. So they've got to win this one. The Chargers open up with the football. They're moving the ball down the field slowly but surely here in the opening minutes of the game, as it is a 2nd and 3. LA rocking their all-navy blues as David Long comes into the backfield for a sack. Last week was Long's first game of the entire season without a tackle for loss, so it's fitting that he gets one here on the first drive of the game. 3rd and 10, Herbert looks to throw it under pressure and complete. Jeffrey Simmons in the backfield with the QB hit. So now we get to see the Titans offense featuring Malik Willis making his 3rd NFL start. I thought he was pretty good last week, but he had some plays late in the game that kind of costed Tennessee. Nice run to the outside to start the possession. A gain of 16 for the speedy Malik Willis. As I've said, Ryan Tannehill's really fast, but he's not making that type of run. Following play action fake. Willis with a strike downfield for a wide open Robert Woods. Woods started the year off really well, but he's been quiet as of late, and the Titans need him to step up with the injury to Treylon Burks a couple of weeks ago. Now from the 32, Tennessee's moving the ball down the field pretty well here on this opening possession. Woods in motion here on 1st down. Willis again rolls out to the right. He outruns Mack and launches a strike for Odell Beckham Jr. This is Beckham's 3rd game as a Titan after recovering from his knee injury, and he's been very impressive as well so far with touchdowns in each of his first 2 games. He's been the best receiver by far since Treylon Burks got injured. 3rd and goal, short throw up the middle for Kyle Phillips. He gets around 5. Nice tackle by the All-Pro, Derwin James, who, in many people's, mine included opinion, is the best safety in the NFL. Sorry, Kevin Byard. 4th and goal, Titans go for it and they punch it in. It's Derrick Henry with the score, and the King puts Tennessee ahead 7-zip with under a minute left to go in the first quarter. And that'll wrap up the first quarter. Overall, a pretty good start. The offense looks good. The defense looks pretty solid as well. Hopefully we can keep it going here as this game goes along. Chargers with it on their own 46. It's a 1st and 10. Herbert looks to throw it up the middle for a wide-open Keenan Allen, who breaks tackles to the 32-yard line. Bold strategy to leave Keenan Allen, one of the best receivers in the game, completely alone on an island, wide open. Following play, here's Herbert, looks to throw it, and he's intercepted! What a play by Zach Cunningham to pick off the pass, and he's going to be wrapped up past the 45 by Herbert. Zach Cunningham is not a great cover linebacker, and on that play, he got beat by Austin Eckler. However, he flips his hips and makes an over-the-shoulder grab like a wide receiver and makes a really nice play after the catch. What an interception by Zach Cunningham, and now the Titans have the ball past the 50 with a big opportunity to do something as Woods jukes away from the defender, wrapped up by Derwin James and Joey Bosa, but out before bringing it to the 27. Malik Willis, under a little bit of pressure, he goes up the middle for O.J. Howard, who gets 18 yards, bringing the Titans into the red zone. Now it's a 1st and goal at the 9. Can Tennessee extend the lead? Willis hands it off for Derrick Henry, who finds a hole, and he is tackled into the end zone for a touchdown. King Henry with his 2nd score of the first half, and the Titans extend their lead 14-0. Tennessee knew they needed to win this game, and so far it definitely looks like they have a big sense of urgency. The Chargers have it back. Nice catch by Keenan Allen, breaking tackles to the 35-yard line. I think Justin Herbert has been pretty good, minus the interception, and that play wasn't entirely his fault. It was just a great defensive play by Cunningham. 3rd and 2, Herbert under pressure. Jeffrey Simmons again in the backfield, forcing chaos as Herbert has to throw it away. Here comes the field goal team, 43-yard attempt to put the Chargers on the board. It is up, and it is good. 14-3. Now your score is Tennessee's going to get it back with under 4 minutes left in the half. Here's Willis under pressure, sacked in the backfield. The dynamic duo of Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa are each there with half a sack. One of the best pass rushing duos in the NFL. 2nd and 15. Here's Derrick Henry with a big run. Breaks the tackle from a number of defenders and is wrapped up by Murray, but not before getting the first down to the 37-yard line. Big start to the first half for King Henry fantasy owners. 3rd and 6, short throw up the middle for Beckham, who breaks the tackle from Asante Samuel Jr. and is wrapped up out of bounds by J.C. Jackson. Great play after the catch by OBJ to not only keep the chains moving, but also stop the clock as well. Following play, risky throw downfield, it's caught by Woods. Derwin James should have made a play on that ball, but instead it's Robert Woods who comes down with it. 1st and 10, intercepted. J.C. Jackson picks it off, and the Chargers force a turnover. The Titans rush to the line of scrimmage, and sometimes when you're a rookie quarterback and the game gets too fast-paced, you make mistakes. It happens, but still not a good play. So now the Chargers are looking to move down the field. It's a gain of about 12 for Mike Williams. LA calls a timeout. 3rd and 2, 50 seconds left to go in the half. Herbert looks short, and it's caught by Eckler, but out of bounds. They say he only got 1 foot in. So a big break there for Tennessee, and they'll get the ball back here at the 32-yard line with under 40 seconds left in the half. Look at Willis going on the run. He gets 14 yards, and the Titans call their first timeout. They still have their other 2 in their back pocket. Following play, here's Willis as a wide-open man up the middle. It's Odell Beckham, and he gets it to the 33. Since he was tackled inbounds, the Titans have to call another timeout, but still a good read, good throw, good everything on that play from the Titans offense. At the 33-yard line, Willis looking for the sidelines, and it's caught again by Odell Beckham. He's out of bounds at the 13-yard line, stopping the clock. So now there's 21 seconds from the 13-yard line. Willis looks to throw it for the end zone. He had Westbrook and Keenan open. Gotta make that throw. 2nd and 10, down to 17 seconds. Willis looks to throw it. All of his original reads are not open, so he doesn't panic. He goes short for Derrick Henry, who is just shy of the end zone, brought down at the 1. Titans call their last timeout. So now they have to figure this out. You could kick the field goal, you could throw the ball, or you could run it. But with running it, that would risk being tackled in bounds and thus end the half. Tennessee looks to throw it. Willis connects with Odell Beckham for the touchdown. That was a very risky throw. Willis threw that right to the defender, But luckily, Odell Beckham was there as well, makes a great play on the ball. OBJ's third touchdown in his third game as a Titan. And as you look at that again, not a great throw. Nasir Adderley should have caught the interception there, but OBJ does a great job of hauling it in. And after the first half, the Titans lead big, 21-3 over the Chargers. And Tennessee starts the second half with the football. Let's take a look at our weekly halftime report around the rest of the National Football League as we start in Minnesota. The Colts ran wild in this one against the Vikings. Jonathan Taylor finished with over 150 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. The Colts, after starting 1-4, have now won 9 in a row and have moved up to 10-4. So at this point, the division does not look likely for the Tennessee Titans with how well Indianapolis has been playing lately. As for Minnesota, they're in the toilet bowl. They're probably going to end up with a super high draft pick. In the Mile High City, Broncos country, let's ride. And so far, the offense is definitely riding to big heights early in this one. Russell Wilson has a touchdown pass here to Jerry Jeudy. Javonte Williams also with a score. So if you own some of these Broncos players on your fantasy teams, you're probably doing pretty well today. 21-7 your score. Denver leads over the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray has been pretty mediocre so far, and the Cardinals know they need all the wins they can get as they look for a playoff spot in the much weaker NFC. And then finally, down in Houston, Texas, the Texans have not won a game since week 1, so fittingly they go out and beat the Chiefs because logic. Houston's offense wasn't great. They didn't score until late in the fourth quarter with a game-winning touchdown by the rookie Dameon Pierce. It was the Texans' defense who won them this game. Patrick Mahomes had a really rough outing. He was under so much pressure the entire game. Jonathan Grenard, the young pass rusher, had a field day for the Texans. They win it 13-9, just their second win of the season. So this means the Detroit Lions now have sole possession for the worst record in the NFL and thus have taken the lead, I guess, for the number 1 pick sweepstakes. And most would assume at this point the Lions would look at Georgia quarterback Clyde Williamson with that selection. So as we go into the second half, the Titans lead this game big. However, we cannot let our pedal off the metal like we did last week, albeit we were not up 21-3 last week, but point remains, sometimes young teams can get a little bit carried away with the lead and they don't know how to win. So we need to make sure we hold on to this lead. I want to get Malik Willis still involved, even though we're going to be running the ball a lot and chewing the clock. I still want Malik Willis in the passing game to have a strong second half, and hopefully we can finish off the job. First and 10 here early in the third quarter. Willis has a wide open man downfield. It's O.J. Howard down the sidelines into the red zone for a gain of 38. Willis has been very aggressive today. The Titans' vertical passing game has been close to non-existent this season, but today he has not been afraid to throw it downfield, and he's not been afraid to run wild. On the read option, Willis with the touchdown. The Titans extend their lead. It's now 28-3. Dear God, what can go wrong? Well, ask the Atlanta Falcons. So the Chargers have it back. 3rd and 5, short throw for Joshua Palmer, and he is quickly wrapped up by Amani Hooker. That's a good start. We cannot blow this 28-3 lead. Look what happened in the James Madison game this past weekend. 3rd and 6, Bo Melton gets nothing, wrapped up by big number 69, Sebastian Joseph Day, who won a Super Bowl ring last year as a big part of the LA Rams' fearsome front unit. The Chargers have the ball back. Austin Eckler breaking tackles. A nice run up the middle for Eckler. He gets around 16 yards. The Chargers need to get the ball in Eckler's hands more. He's been pretty good today, but he hasn't gotten the ball consistently. Herbert up the middle, connects with Mike Williams, who brings it past the 40. Good play for Williams, the number 2 receiver here in what is definitely one of the best receiving tandems in the National Football League. 3rd and 10. Herbert is a wide open man downfield. It's Allen, but the pass is offline. Gotta make that throw, Herbo. So the Chargers are going to go for the field goal. This is a 56-yarder. What are they doing? Kick is no good. I'm very surprised by that call. Considering it's a 25-point game, I personally would have kept the offense out on the field. So the Titans have it back. Willis incomplete, looking for O.J. Howard. Tennessee would elect to punt it, although they were on the opponent's 38-yard line. And that would prove to be a pretty good decision, as it's down at the 7 by Rashad Weaver. And so that'll wrap up the third quarter. Another pretty good quarter of football here for Tennessee. They lead 28-3, the most dangerous lead in sports. So the Chargers have it here to start the fourth quarter. Keenan Allen with a nice play, hit hard immediately by Kevin Byard. The Chargers would spend the next 5 minutes driving down the field pretty slowly. 3rd and 7, handoff for Austin Eckler. He gets the first and more to the 6-yard line as Brian Bulaga is injured on the play. So now it's a 4th and goal for the Chargers. A few plays later, Herbert looking to throw it. Goes for the corner of the end zone, and it's dropped for a touchdown. Yes, he dropped the ball. It was clearly broken up by Caleb Farley, but they ruled it a touchdown anyway. What? I mean, that call is inexcusable. Onside kick, bobbled and recovered by the Chargers. What is happening? Do not tell me the Titans are actually going to blow this lead. So the Chargers get the ball back after a wild sequence of events, and their offense does not look done. Short throw up the middle for Jalen Guyton. He gets the first down. LA moving the ball pretty nicely. From the 31, 2.5 to go. Here's Herbert. He's going to go up the middle. It's hauled in by Keenan Allen, who's going to have a big day, including that touchdown catch, in air quotes, on that last possession. Now at the goal line, 3rd and goal. Herbert looks to throw it, and this time it is actually broken up by Caleb Farley, and they don't rule it a touchdown. Wow, that's exactly what happened on the last play, but they still called it the touchdown. 4th and goal. Eckler is in for the score. Don't look now, but the Chargers are making a comeback. They're only down by 11. Time for another onside kick. You can't let them get this one too, right? Thankfully, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine picks it up. So the Titans should be able to run the ball, chew some clock, and hopefully end this game once and for all. This is the first time Tennessee's had the ball in the entire fourth quarter. As here goes Henry down the field. He could have gotten a touchdown, but he decides to slide inbound, stopping the clock. The problem is the Chargers still had all of their timeouts. So the Titans were unable to score, and the Chargers kept calling their timeouts. So Tennessee is only able to kick a field goal. Derrick Henry should have just scored the touchdown, and it's 31-17. Herbert intercepted by Elijah Molden, and thankfully, that'll be the icing to the cake on this game. The Titans do not blow a 28-3 lead, although it was very clear the Madden gods did everything they could for the Chargers to make a comeback, but ultimately it was too little too late. And the Titans survive. 31-17 your final. It should have just been a final of 28-3, and there'd be no more, but because the officials made that horrible call on the Keenan Allen touchdown, well, we can't have nice things. Justin Herbert was okay. He definitely padded his stats by having 3 extra drives in the fourth quarter. On the other side, I thought Malik Willis was pretty good. He was aggressive downfield. He was pretty accurate. He didn't have too many bad plays, minus the interception. Willis ran the ball very well, along with Derrick Henry. The run game for us was great today. Keenan Allen, 9-110, and a very fraudulent score. Odell Beckham with 69 yards. Nice. Robert Woods had a great day as well, particularly in the first half. Our offensive line was good. Their pass rush didn't get a whole lot going, although ours didn't really either. But nonetheless, a good win, even if Madden tried to screw us out of it. So we are now 8-6 as we go through the week. Here are the results around the NFL. The Lions did, in fact, lose, so they officially have currently the worst record in the NFL. The Jags won again, so they're still a game ahead of us in the division. As we look at the players of the week, they end up going to Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, Zaven Collins, and Tre'Davious White. So remember last week, the 7th-seeded Dolphins were 9-4. They had 9 wins. So we're not going to be in the playoff picture now. We don't expect to. But we made some ground today, and that's a positive. We didn't make up much ground because we're still a ways away behind some of these teams. The Browns are the 7th seed. They are 9-5. So we're only 1 game back of 7. With the divisional race pretty much dead, I don't think we're going to pass the Colts. I do think we still have a very slight chance to grab one of those wild card spots, but we still have a very low amount of margin for error. We got to beat the Texans, who we demolished earlier in the season when Derrick Henry completely ripped up and owned their entire franchise. I think the next episode will probably have a prospect profile too. We're going to cover the linebackers and defensive backs in this year's draft class. I'm not 100% sure that'll be in the next episode, but that's what I'm planning to do as of now. That's going to wrap up the episode. Make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out. Tighten up.